Chef Keone, let's make Vietnamese summer rolls.
The thing about summer rolls is they're relatively easy to make. There are a lot of ingredients, but once you prep them, it's just really quick assembly work. One of the tricky things is how to work with the rice paper, and we'll tackle that in a little bit, but we'll start off with the sauce. Now, typically, it's a peanut sauce with hoisin that goes in there, and the major ingredient in this sauce is peanut butter.
And how did you get it so creamy?
Well, that's one of the things that I do is I heat it up in the microwave to soften it. Sometimes, you know, if it's stiff, it doesn't want to really work with you, right? So now we have some hoisin that goes in there. I have sugar, a little bit of fish sauce. Then we have some sriracha for a little heat.
Yum.
And then I'm gonna mix this all up here. There is one more ingredient that we're gonna add in here in a second, but I wanted to just sort of let the thicker ingredients come together first. And that last ingredient that goes in here is water, because sometimes, or what happens is you put all the ingredients in, it's still a little bit stiff. The water loosens it up. Excellent. But you don't want to add any more flavor actually, because it would be either too salty or too sweet. So that's what the water does. And it's great that Cheryl's adding a little at a time, because initially when you put the water in, if you dump the whole thing in, it would have a tendency to seize into the mix. So by putting water a little at a time, allows it to incorporate into the peanut sauce without being too, too hard to mix. As you see, it's kind of how it sort of wants to separate. And if I just keep mixing it, then it's going to loosen up a little bit. So it's coming together now. One thing to keep in mind is when you're making this at home, the water is to judgment. So if you need to add a little bit more to get it to the smoothness you want, then feel free to go for it. Yeah.
So you want it to be a consistency where you can
It's pourable. Should be, you know, dippable. So put that there. I have a little bit of peanuts that we'll just garnish with. So that's our sauce.
And so if you're doing this for a party, you want to put a little bit in everyone's dish. You want to have a dish for everyone, right?
You can do that, or I'll have, you know, 2 or 3 bowls out on the table, and then people can spoon their own. Or you're gonna have to the honor system that they just go for the single
One
dip,
dip,
right?
no double dipping.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now let's get ready to do the wrapper part. And here's the part that some people have a hard time with. The first thing is when you get your wrappers, when you go to the store, you want to look at the package and look and make sure that they're not all smashed and cracked, because if they're breaking, they're dried out, and they're cracked, you're gonna have a hard time. So this is what they should look like. This is a really nice, really, you know, there's no cracks in it. It's nice and pliable. It doesn't look all dried out. Okay, so what I like to do is I'll take the wrapper, I'll put it in water completely. Then I put it on a paper towel.
So you just dip it. You don't leave it in there.
No,
You just
go
get it wet.
right in, pull it out, put in the paper towel. Then I put another layer on top, and then I'll get another one and dip it in the water, and I'll pull it out, put it on here. And what's happening is I'm giving it time to rehydrate, but I'm not submerging with so much water that it becomes really hard to deal with. The last sheet I put on there, I'm going to put a little bit of extra water to sort of dampen the sheet. So now what's happening is the rice paper is starting to rehydrate, but it's not going to get completely soggy. We want these to be elastic when we're doing it. Okay. Then what we do is I'll flip it over, because the one that was on the bottom had the longest time to sort of rehydrate, and then we'll go ahead and we'll use that to make our spring rolls, or summer rolls, I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm going to give you one, and then I'm going to use one, and we'll do it together. We'll make this happen. So see how this is nicely rehydrated? It's nice and soft, but it's not completely, it's not mushy, and that's the key. It has to be elastic. So I'll take one here, and then we're going to go ahead and build our summer roll.
Okay.
So the first, I'm having a little, this is the temperamental, I'm having a diva rap moment right now here. Okay, so we're gonna build these, and we're gonna start with shrimp. So you're gonna go 3 pieces on the top third of your wrapper. That's 1.
Top third.
With the orange side, the orange facing down, because that's gonna be the presentation side.
Okay.
And then we're gonna take, here's a big basil leaf, so I'm gonna tear it in half, but we wanna put basil on top of the shrimp. A few, maybe 2 or 3 leaves of mint on top of that.
It smells so fresh.
Yeah, this is a
Smells
great,
good.
fresh, refreshing dish. Then we put cucumbers. These are julienne cucumbers. And then carrots. Put some carrots on there. Keep in mind the whole time that you don't want to overfill it because you got to roll it eventually, right? So if you put too much, it's going to be hard to roll.
Okay.
Here we have My Fun noodles.
My Fun.
These are bean thread noodles that we're going to put on here.
Ooh. You just.
Just lay it on there like that.
Okay.
You with me?
Yes.
Okay, now you take a piece of, this is Manoa lettuce. In Hawaii, we call it Manoa lettuce. If you're not in Hawaii, you can use green leaf lettuce or
Or
fine.
butter lettuce.
Yeah, just you want a tender leaf lettuce.
Okay.
Okay. Now here we're gonna go for the roll now. The thing that we do is we take the end piece here with our thumb and index finger, and we grab the rest of the ingredients with our fingers here. Then we're gonna roll over. Okay, and then pull back. It's almost like you're making a sushi roll. You wanna feel that elasticity of that pulling from the wrapper. Okay.
Okay.
Then you fold one end over.
Whoops.
And you fold the other end over. Keeping it tight, and then you do your first fold over. Then I have chives here. I usually take 2 sticks, and I stick them in with the ends poking out.
And what is the purpose of this part?
That's a good question. I believe it's a present. It's well, the chive gives flavor, but also by poking out, because it's for part of it's the presentation as well.
Uh-oh, mine is not very good.
That's all right. That's good. That's a good start.
Mine is all wrinkly. Look, compare yours and mine. Yours is nice and mine.
Well, I've made thousands of these already. So this is your first one. My first one looked like this too. Let's do another one. So you put it down on the platter. We have 2 here ready to go. I'll put yours there. We'll do one more so you can watch. So here's your sheet here. Let me pull this off for you. Okay, very nice. And then we'll grab one for me. Yeah, just go for it. So 1, 2. Now, if your shrimp are small, you can put another one. Put 4. I'm gonna put 4 in this one. Feel good about it. Now I'll go ahead with my mint, basil. I like basil. You like basil? I'm gonna put
basil.
a lot of basil in this one. Carrots.
Okay, I'm ready to roll.
Go for it. How you feeling about it? How's it coming?
I think this one might be better than the last one.
See?
Uh-oh.
What?
Wait now. Forgot this part.
Don't forget your chives.
Okay.
See, mine's just feeling a little fat, too.
Uh-oh. I don't think this is going to be very nice.
Mine's just feeling a little fat, too. Remember, the thing that's important is you want to experiment and get used to the elasticity in the noodle. Once you get used to the elasticity of the noodle, you really are able to sort of push the envelope. Because if you pull it too much, it'll tear. But if you don't do it enough, then it's going to be loose. But here's 4. That's good. That looks great.
That's better.
Cheryl. Yeah. You feel good about that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Visit us at foodland.com for this recipe and more.